Hey guys, so today I wanted to go over how to set up a server 22 in a virtual machine. I want to start this new series about servers, and I guess it's appropriate to have a server 22 to go over that because that's the latest and greatest one that Microsoft has released. So I have a 2019 that I mess around with and test on, but I wanted to get familiar with 22. I actually haven't seen it yet, so this will be the first time me setting it up. The environment I have at work, it's actually we're upgrading from 2012 to 2019 at the moment, but I wanted to go ahead and be more familiar with 22 and see what it has to offer. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a new virtual machine. So let's do server 22. I'm gonna give it location. I already have a folder actually created for that. So I'm gonna just select that. This will be a Microsoft product, and you can select 2019 from the list since I don't have server 22. Maybe I need to update my Oracle Virtualbox manager. Probably that's what I should do. Um, so let me give it memory. I'm gonna give it 4 gigs. That should be plenty of running what I need to do on here. It's not gonna be anything very resourceful that I will be running. So let me create this machine. I'm actually gonna give it 100 gigs of space on the C drive. And the reason for that is just from experience, 50 gigs is not going to be enough for your basic Windows machine, unless you're Windows server, unless you really run nothing, just like a file server. But even with that, after some time, you're going to run into issues with space. So give it some space, and if you have it, so that way you don't have any issues. So let me do create. Let me go into settings and point to the ISO file. Now the ISO file for Windows Server 2012, I'll post the link in the description, but you can just go to Microsoft. They have it for free. You can just download it. So let me attach that. So right here you attach the file. Let me go to my location, which I think is yeah, there you go, E drive. Okay, so this is the ISO file for server 2012. So let me attach that. I'm gonna hit OK, and let me start this machine, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so we're at locate a point where it wants me to select what I want to, if I want a standard server or data center, or do I want a desktop evaluation, or just this will only give you command prompt, so there is no GUI interface. So let's just go for the full thing with the desktop experience, so you can see what it looks like. So let me just hit next. It's gonna do everything in the background, format the drive, the whole 9 yards. You don't really have to do anything. Actually, let me just make sure we're selecting the correct drive, which I know there's only one, but just to show you what it looks like. And there you go, it's just going to start installing now. So this will take a little bit. I'm going to pause right here the recording, and I'll come back when this is at like 99% so I can continue showing you guys what the process is. All right, so we're at 28%. It only took probably about 2-3 minutes to get here. The installation goes fairly quickly actually these days. When I build a server on very powerful machines, on hosts at work, I mean, I have a template set up. Literally 10 minutes, I can stand up a server and have people test on it. It's that quick. It takes me longer to modify settings and join it to the domain and so on, um, for users to have something specific on the server than actually installing the server itself. It's that quick. I mean, within a minute now, just went probably another 10% or so. All right, so we're almost at the finish line here. We're at 94%. It probably took, I don't know, 10 minutes, 12 at most to get to this point. So, it's the setup itself is fairly simple. What you really need to learn is the processes after how to set up DHCP server, how to set up a domain controller, or how to lock down permissions. That all that stuff. When you're working in a corporate environment, for example, all that stuff. Some of those things are going to be challenging, and a lot of good resources out there. I'm going to say that Microsoft might not be the best website to look for that stuff. They only have the basic information. You can find out stuff on YouTube and Reddit and all kinds of other stuff. There is also a Sysadmin site. Let me just find it real quickly. That has a lot of good info that you can search for, and learn PowerShell and other things that you can look into. I mean, there is just a number of sites that you can find that will really help you out on becoming a sysadmin and working on servers. And when you start working on servers, if it's 2012, 2016, 2019, or 2022 version, they're all very similar. They just have newer builds. The interface changed a little bit from 2012 to 2016, and then now to 2019. And I'm not sure what 22 looks like. This is my first time actually looking at it. Um, so we'll see. We'll kind of experience this, this together to see what this, if they changed anything. Um, as you can see, it finished in actually installing. Is just checking for updates at the moment. All right, magic of recording. All right, looks like it's rebooting. Yeah, magic of recording. I can pause and just continue and stuff and so on. But this process will take a few minutes on the first boot. So I will pause right here and come back when it's there's stuff to show you more. So right here you can see when it's booting up, it's actually starting services, getting devices ready. This is pretty much the same thing like any Windows. If you were installing Windows 11, it shows you the exact same thing. I'm pretty sure in Windows 10 it's the same. Windows 7 was different. They didn't. I don't think they'd show that. Just as this is booting up, I'm gonna just talk about virtual software for VMs. So as I mentioned before, I use Oracle VM Virtualbox Manager, which is free. It's I mean, I've been using it for years. It's really good. But you can also install on Windows 10 and Windows 11. You can install. Oh, of course, now I forgot the name. Uh, VM. What is it called? Microsoft VM for Windows. They have. Oh my God, I can't think of the Hyper-V. You can install Hyper-V as a feature on a Windows 10 or 11 machine, and you can do the same thing. You don't even have to download Oracle. I'm just so used to this particular software that it just works for me. In corporate environments or in big environments that you might be working in, most likely they'll have VMware and vSphere and vCenter that you can manage all your hosts through vCenter, which is phenomenal. It's a very good product. Every corporate job I had, and even the one I have now, it's we run VMware Center, and that's like the go-to product. It's top of the line. It's really good. You can do a lot with it. You can clone machines. You can do snapshots. I mean, you can do snapshots in this, but it's just a phenomenal product. So it looks like it did what it needed to do. It just restarted, and it's just booting up now. This might take a few minutes again. There are probably at least one reboot, maybe two reboots by the time it actually goes into um, the GUI window interface. So now it just came up with the little Windows logo. Like I said, this takes a few minutes to boot. As you can see, network icon, hard drive icon, they're constantly doing something. All right, so now default account is always administrator. So I'm gonna just give it a password so I can continue configuring this or just bring it up to the GUI interface. Now with the core, not the core, but the data center, not the desktop experience edition, that server will make you set up a password, but it will not have any of this. This is gone. I might actually do a video just to show you how to configure it, and so that way all you get is just a DOS prompt, nothing else, or command prompt. So this is it. This is pretty much it. This is not anything crazy. So I'm gonna log into it real quick so I can get to the desktop. I want to show you that process. So now it's just asking me for the password I just created. So let me put that in. And this is standalone on a workgroup server, Microsoft Server 22. We'll see. I want to see what it looks like. This is the first time. Looks like the background hasn't changed. That's on 2019 and I believe on 2016. Definitely not 2019 because I've been building those servers for quite a few months. And it looks like this is, they haven't really changed anything on it. So this is normal process right here. And I have to tell you that Server 22 or Server 2019, I think Server 2016 is an equivalent to Windows 10, and then Windows 11 is Server 2019. All they do is just strip out the things that you normally would have on a Windows machine, and they don't run these on servers. They just run the very basic minimal server configuration. So yeah, this looks just like a regular server. So this is Windows Server 22 Data Center Edition. This is, you get a free license for 180 days so you can evaluate the product and test with it or whatever the case might be. So I'm not sure why this came up, but okay. That's fine. I'm just going to say yes. Let me just see. Let me just drop to a PowerShell prompt. I'm going to see what IP it gave me. I'm kind of curious. So more, run as an, oh no, that's not what I want. I want it as an administrator. Right click, more, run as administrator, IP config, and it comes up. Install the latest PowerShell for new features. Okay. So 10.0.2.15. Okay, so this is my network just for the VM machines. All right, and from here you can do all sorts of stuff. You can add new features. You can turn it into a domain controller, a DHCP server, a DNS server. I don't have a domain set up at home, so I will just leave this as a file server for now. I'll make other videos with this since I have it now built, so that way it's right along the line with what I'm trying to do here. So this is actually cool. This was in I never ran 2016 server because we jumped one. So on 2019 server, you can actually install Windows Admin Center on your Windows 10 or 11 machine. Not sure if it works on 7 because I don't use it. I use Windows 11 at work, and I have a Windows Admin Center installed on it, and it's just a web interface to connect to your servers, and you can manage it from there. You can do all sorts of stuff. You don't really physically have to remote into the server to be able to manage it. Updates or settings or storage, anything that you can think of, you can literally do through Admin Center. You can even do PowerShell scripts through Windows Admin Center on your server. So this is very handy. I'm gonna close this for now because I'm not gonna install it. But this is pretty much it. I'm gonna make other videos from here to how to configure it and all sorts of other stuff, how you can add features. So this was fairly basic. So this is how you would install a Windows Server 22 on a virtual setup, whichever setup you use, if it's Oracle, Virtualbox, or Hyper-V, or even if you have ESXi VMware at home, which I did have at one point, which was the best, but I don't have it anymore. This is pretty much it. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want me to show you. All right, so I can build out a server that you guys would want to see. All right, leave it out in the comments. Again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and this is pretty much it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.